Are you going to take legal action on behalf of all WA firearm owners? They are telling us that all you are doing is gathering information for us to go ahead and open our own case. Please advise. Okay, fair question, Jan. So, the first part of the battle is getting the advice, because without the legal advice, you don't know where to challenge, what you can and can't challenge. And I'm getting the advice from the highest lawyer in the land, the King's Counsel. And he happens to be the only one who has run a class action in WA. So, in relation to, am I going to be taking on a case? I can actually be part of that class action. I've got the advice on that. Yes, I'm not a firearm owner in that state, but I am a WA resident. That is my last place of residence before I hit the road and was made homeless, and everything that happened in Queensland, which I will talk about as soon as I can, because this all ties back into the culture of the shooting organisations. Um, so I'm getting the advice. Um, and I will be able to be in a position to help with the class action. I've also lined up, this is something I've been doing all weekend, is identifying litigants for each of the battles. So people are affected at the moment by different things, and people have to remember this. It's not just the gun limits. People are affected by the lever action magazine capacity and the push button ban. That's another issue. People are affected by the expansion of the prohibited person list because they had a criminal charge where their penalty was over 5 years jail sentence, and now they're retrospectively going and taking guns off of those people. I've heard a lot of people from them. They have also expanded the fact that if you've been accused of domestic violence, not had a firearm prevention order a family violence prevention order taken out against you, they're not taking that into account. It's an accusation now. They've lowered the bar of prohibited persons, including past charges. So there are people who've emailed me about that. There are people who own land who are now affected by the limits on the number of shooters they can have. There are the collectors, of course, the collectors who are looking at having to surrender all these firearms of historical value. And the government, you know what they're going to do with them. We remember what they did on September 11. Those historical firearms, or those firearms that have personal value, they are at risk of being destroyed by the state. So there's so many things that affect different people. And I am in the position now where I'm looking through all of this, and I'll be contacting those so we can fund each part of this fight. So that's a great question. I know that I've had a bit of criticism about the fact that I can't be the one to do this. I can be part of the class action if I choose to take that on as well. That's another decision I'll have to make. But these other battles, I'm getting the information from the people. So I'm ready to go, and I've got the funds now to help support that. So I know it's a lot, and it's a lot of different things, and there will be lots of different challenges we can look at too. Not the class action, yes, but so many different things, because these laws, the biggest laws on the books in WA, there are a lot of people affected in different ways. So I hope that answers your question. Mark Hutchins just joined as a new member. Welcome to Lady Liberty Legionary. Yes, so Legionaries is one of my membership levels. Clinton Hawkes, my mate from Queensland. I had the pleasure of meeting Clint, and he's a beautiful baby in Queensland, whether it was in Townsville. The only person fighting is Kate. All the so-called firearms associations are cowering. That's what it feels like, Clint. But you know me, you know I'm a fighter, you know I've suffered through adversity. He was there with me during that tumultuous time in Townsville. He wasn't treated too good either. He's got his own story to tell. So give Clinton Hawkes a follow. He's the kind of people we need in politics, by the way. Although you're far too nice for politics, but he is a statesman, and I can't wait to see what he does. He's only a young gun. I can't wait to see what he does in the future. And I'm sorry that you are in a similar situation to me, in Queensland, but legend. So Todd Edward Bream, when will we hear some news from the King's Council? I've given him a deadline of the 24th of March. I already said I'm not extending it. So as soon as I'm sure I'll be in meetings all day about that. There will be a lot to go through. I mean, the first meeting I had took the better part of a day, so there'll be a lot to get through. But as soon as I can release the advice, I will. I will. I'm not going to be sitting on it, wondering what to do. And that's what I'm working on now, lining up, getting our ducks in a row for what kind of just preempting what the KC says based on what I've researched and what I know, so that we're ready to go. And I don't get the advice and I'm sitting there going, I don't know what to do now. I'm working all the time on this, all the time.